Giggling as always, just the way we like it. So, ladies and gents, welcome to another session with me and my beautiful sidekick, Maxine Palmer, called The People Perspective. So you can imagine where we're going today, ladies and gents. I hope you've got yourselves ready. We were just talking offline before now, and there's just a few threads that are going on at the moment. So I was like, Maxine, we need to do something high vibe. We need to do something amazing. We need to do something lovely. Let's talk about people, because there's nothing more that people love than to be spoken about.
Yeah.
But before we go there, Maxine, my beautiful friend, tell me about your week. How's it been? Badminton?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Good.
Yeah, so we go Tuesdays. Obviously, we avoid Thursdays, to look frank.
I love that.
Although I'm convinced one day I'm going to turn up and he's going to have changed his day. But yeah, so we had a different court this time. So we've been on all the courts now.
Oh, lovely.
And we always get there early. So the guy's usually just putting up the net, you know. Anyway, this time we were in the middle. So we got a game on either side of us. And for some reason, I just couldn't play. Now, I bought new rackets, but it was like the shuttlecock would just go past me and I'd sort of do that. I completely missed it and then go looking for it. And my friend couldn't play for laughing because I was like bending in half to pick it up and dancing. And I said, right, what I've got to do is when she does it high, I've got to remember, instead of just going back, I've got to jump as well. But it ended up being some sort of like really bad dance without music. Because she said, I don't know what song you're dancing to, Maxine, but it's bad. And like my feet felt really heavy because I was sort of doing this. So it turned out to be such a laugh. So we didn't really play many games. But the people on the next court they actually stopped playing to ask if they could watch us. And I said, well, you can, but we can't play. And she said, you'd be great on YouTube. And I thought, I'm already on it, actually, love. Here's who you need to watch. And she said, honestly, we'd watched that. It was so funny just watching. I didn't realise they'd been watching me. But it's because I was just sort of stomping all over. And my friend was doing it on purpose. So I had to go right and left. So, yeah, that was fun. So we're actually going to do 2 sessions a week now.
Oh.
Yeah, because it's only an hour on a Tuesday. And in winter, I'm not as busy. So we're going to do a Tuesday and a Friday. Because we're still not doing Thursdays.
I thought you were going to say Tuesday and Thursday. I was like, oh, Maxine, are you flirting with him?
No, not at all. I could pick that man up, put him in my pocket, but I'm not doing any of that. So, yeah, we're going to do twice a week because it's because we do have so much fun.
It's lovely. And what time do you play, Max?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock. Oh, lovely.
5 till 6.
Nice. You still get your evening.
Oh, God, yeah. But it's a brilliant time because the traffic's died down going down there. By the time I come back, I'm ready to have something to eat. Yeah, so it's perfect timing. Yeah.
It sounds wonderful. I'm so pleased.
Oh, it's hilarious.
I'm so pleased. And how's the shop been? Has it been busy?
Getting busier.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we've been quite busy in the last week. I've got a new guy. Well, he's not a new guy. He's been there years. He's in his 70s, bless him. He used to work when we just had the shop. Oh. He's been coming in and helping out.
Oh, nice.
Ready for me moving on, basically.
Amazing.
Haven't found the job yet, and I'm not in a rush to find it because I'll know when I see it.
Yeah. Have you applied for any yet?
No.
Okay.
No, I've been driving around. I know I'm going to be put in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
So I've had pictures of it in my head, so I know roughly what it looks like.
Basically,
I did go and see a friend.
When you go for an interview, you've got to take photos because I'll tell you if it's the place.
Oh, God, yeah, exactly. Well, I nearly sent you on the other day, actually, because I went to drop something off at a friend's and he said, oh, she's around the back. And they've converted the back of their house, which used to have 2 old garages, into an office building.
Oh, wow.
And they do like gym membership. But because of lockdown, they do it from there. Oh, wow. So they do a Zoom call with you and things like that. And as I walked past, I had this beautiful smell of lavender. And I thought, oh, this is good. This is a good start. Anyway, I went into the office. She's kitted it out lovely. And she said, oh, Maxine, come and work for me. Because I'm inundated. And I sat down in the chair and I went, it's not this one. Right. It's definitely not this one.
Interesting.
But it was interesting that she said, come and sit down. I'd love you to work here.
Yeah.
But now, had I not thought about leaving post office, I would have probably gone and helped her out for a few hours a day.
Yeah, of course.
But that's not the job. I know it's not the right place. It's
Oh.
the outside is not right.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
see. I see very clearly what it's going to look like for you. And interestingly, I see black on the windows. So you know, most windows have white, don't they? Like white
Yeah.
or whatever. I actually see around the edges of the windows will be black, which makes me
Oh,
think
wow.
it's a bit of a bigger building. Yeah.
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 Yeah, because this is only small, but it was because they put windows all the way around it. And I know I've seen windows.
Yeah.
I know I'm able to see out and see the sun and the sky.
Yeah.
Wherever I'm sitting.
Yeah.
Which you couldn't do in there. Although it's got windows, you sit right at the back. But no, it definitely wasn't the one. But yes, I'll look out for that then.
Yeah, well, that's what I see. It's like
Yeah.
it's almost like a metal around the window rather.
Oh, yes.
I'm talking prisons before anybody makes a half comment. Although Maxine would have a bloody hoot in there, waking them all up, giving them something to be happy about. And Maxine, I actually validate what that lady said at badminton. You should have your own YouTube channel, but for jokes, because you are so freaking funny. Like, I don't know how you could make that work on your own, but you are so freaking funny. Honestly, you should. I've said to you for years, you should have your own show. Literally should. And when I'm in charge of the TV, you know, once all of this has been taken down and we've got our Lucy Davies Media or whatever it is that is.
Oh, I'm on that.
I'm seriously giving you a show because you make people laugh so much and I just love it. And this is what it's about. We've got to have those good vibrations.
Oh God, yeah. I can't do any more serious.
It doesn't surprise me.
There's been too much serious, especially over the last week.
Exactly.
And you can feel people pulling you.
It doesn't surprise me that people want you to go and work for them because to have that higher vibration is so rare, especially right now.
But the thing is as well, like she, when she's obviously on the Zoom call to these potential clients, she's very posh and I'm not.
No.
And I don't want to have to go to a job, like when I worked at the Crown Prosecution Services, I had to talk like that. No. And that's not me. So I say, you're all right, mate, listen, not being funny, have you got that paperwork? Yeah. Oh, great, finally, a human.
Yeah.
Instead of this, you know,
robot
piece of wood up your back.
Yeah.
So when she said, oh, you need to come work with me, I said, I couldn't talk like that. I said, if somebody wants a gym membership, I'm not going to talk posh because they're paying over the odds for it. I'm me. It's got to be a job where I'm me.
Yeah.
But talking prisons, I have worked in two.
Yeah. What's
many moons ago.
What's really interesting? Oh, it's just gone. It's gone. Come back. I don't know. It'll come back. It was something about your work, but because you were talking, I was like, it's gonna go. It's gonna go. But it is clearly it's not important for right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise it would stick. That was really interesting though. So have we seen any of the beautiful men that were in your life?
Copper Chris.
Oh, has he been in?
Yes, he came in. He wasn't there long, and the guy in the Met who gave him has gone on long-term sick. Yeah, not good. Not looking good up there. Not that he's done anything wrong, but from what I can gather, he's found out something because obviously he knew all those little snippets and he was giving us bits of information.
Yeah.
What he's found out has actually made him physically sick.
Oh.
And so he's gone on long-term sick.
Yeah.
Copper Chris is actually going to see him in a few weeks' time. He's going to actually go up and see him for the weekend. And I said, oh, you know what, give him my best because it sounds like he needs it. I said, I know he's never met me, but tell him thank you for everything he's done for me, you know, with the information and for all of us. And just not to worry, you know, he will be in a better place soon. But yeah, I think, and I'm not sure if it's with all the information that's coming out from the top.
Wow.
But I think he's known for quite a while and he's just now decided he's going on sick.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot happening, you know, and I don't want to talk about that kind of stuff today, as we said offline, but think about, you know, the royal stuff's coming out now.
Yeah.
Prince Charles or Prince Andrew's mate has now been linked with that kind of nefarious behaviour and stuff. So it's just a matter of time. And, you know,
the new Jimmy Savile film.
Oh, gosh. Now, I just find that so derogatory.
Isn't it awful? But they've had to bring it out because people still aren't waking up. They've got to bring something out.
It's derogatory. Like even my mum said to me, who on earth is going to want to watch that? And I'm like, all right, so my mum gets bits of it, you know, like, which is interesting. She picks and chooses whichever day of the week it is. But okay, it would be great to have an update from Copper Chris when he's seen his friend. It would be really, really good. What we've got to remember, ladies and gents, and I know there's a lot of people out there that do not like the police under any circumstance. And yes, you are well within your rights to have those feels, but there are some good ones out there.
I think his problem, from what I get from him, the vibes, is that for years he thought he was doing a great job.
Yeah.
And his matrix is now come to the fore. Yeah, and he's realising that he's been brainwashed for a long time. And the reason he went into the job is not the reason that he's being made to do it now.
This is
and he just can't do it.
This is what I've been saying for the last 4 years. When people wake up to the reality rather than the illusion, literally they have to make a choice. Am I prepared to go through this hurt, this anguish, this emotional trauma, or am I going to pretend it's not happening like a lot of people are?
And he's going through the trauma.
Exactly. But this is the choices that people have. Everybody's got 2 timelines. Yeah. Everything has got 2 timelines. Like I've been banging on about it a lot in the last week or so. Everything has a minimum of 2 timelines. Actually, in fact, we've got many, many timelines to pick between. This gentleman sounds like, I don't know him from Adam, a bit like you, but it sounds as if he's gone, I can't pretend anymore. No. And although it's going to hurt, I've got to go through it.
Yeah, he's willing to go through the pain of realising where he should be and not what he's, you know, everything he's gone through. He's got to release it.
And we're going to need people like him.
Yeah, I said that. That's what I said to Chris.
People like him, you know.
But I said to him, just give him the biggest hug when you see him from me, because I'm extremely proud of him for doing this. For actually, because also don't forget, it's the whole man as a policeman, the whole bravery thing. Yeah. It's very hard for him to do because he's done it for so many years. Exactly. And I just said, divine masculine there, just sitting there in front of us. Yeah. So let him get through it, because he'll come out such an amazing person the other end.
Yeah. Sure. I mean, it's just shattering all the illusions of people at the moment. Anyway, let's not go down that route too long, because
he'll be fine. We'll get him on when he's laughing his head off.
Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about people, because this is, in fact, actually, let me give a quick update, because a lot of people have been asking me a lot of questions, particularly about horses this week. So I'm just going to, you know, give a bit of information as to what goes on in my world. So I'm really, really lucky. I have got the opportunity to ride an absolutely gorgeous grey mare that some of you would have seen in my stories and stuff on my social media. And literally every time I post a picture of this beautiful mare, I get, oh my gosh, is she yours? Oh my gosh, she's beautiful. Oh my gosh, this. So just kind of throw it out there. I've got really, really jumped back in with my horse riding again. I'm currently, it's absolutely hammering it down, like literally hammering it down outside. It's very interesting.
Oh, I haven't got it yet.
Oh, it's on its way to you. I'm going to put it up there for you. So yeah, basically 2 times a week at the moment, I'm riding this beautiful mare, and the girl that kind of like looks after the horses has basically said to me about competing her horse, which is really exciting, because as you guys know, I'm a bit of a speed demon. I love jumping. I love eventing. I don't think I'm very good at dressage, but it's because it's not my preferred, you know when you love just a little bit of throttle and flying things. That's me, which is why eventing is my favorite. So yeah, I'm back riding every week at the moment. I'm loving it so much. It is literally, my soul is on fire. I'm still doing my Thai boxing. I'm still doing everything like that. But the biggest ask of people at the moment is Lucy and horses, you know, because they're quite prevalent in my life, I guess, right now. So that's the most interesting thing I think that's been going on with me. I've got major technology issues during Mercury retrograde. Literally, my software, my website, my everything, my data on my phone, literally everything is misbehaving at the moment, and I'm roaring about it because it is just so interesting. I've never experienced, I don't know about you, Max, but I've never experienced any issues during Mercury retrograde before. But this time, the shadow was horrific, and the actual being in it, like, it's all technology issues. It's just everything technology is going wrong.
Well, I felt like it was it was as though they were testing. Sometimes when you're the proper switch that you lift up, the plug's still in, you turn the switch up, and it's like somebody's on a switch the wrong one, and they quickly put it back down and do that one. That's what it's felt like to me. And when the power went off in my room the other Friday, so every time I come up the stairs now, I just start giggling, going, right, okay, what are you going to throw at me today? Any lamp's going to work, so I've got a good book to read. And the outside lights, the lamps outside, street lights, didn't come on the other night. And it was like something off Harry Potter where he uses that thing to turn the lights out. Now, they were on earlier because I was downstairs and I shut the curtains and I came upstairs and they'd gone off. So the one directly outside mine and the one across the road. And the reason I noticed it wouldn't have bothered me, but the lady across the road leaves her outside light on all night because the sun comes in at all hours. And it was like her house was completely illuminated by this one bulb because the lamppost wasn't working. And I went, oh, okay, we're playing that game today. At least it's outside and getting in bed, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But then the post office has been so intermittent.
Really?
So I could be doing a transaction and sometimes there can be a little delay, say, right, we'll now print your receipt. But it's actually going system busy and then it just switches itself off.
Interesting.
And the first time I'm going, right, well, I haven't unplugged anything. And then it'll suddenly come back to life.
Interesting.
But today it has gone off, it must be 4 times today. And I haven't been that busy. But then by the time people came and I had a queue, I had to keep saying, right, I'm really sorry. I don't know whether this is going to work. I'm not taking any cash because I can't guarantee whether it's gone in or it hasn't. So it's more to do with the banking side of it than actual posting.
Yeah. So
which I was expecting.
Yeah. But all of that's technology, right? All of it's technology platform.
Oh yeah, it's all works off the internet and electric.
This is where I feel the issues are going to be. Well, we've been anticipating this for such a long time, right? But I'm really noticing it a lot more, and it's almost like things are switching over. Like I've noticed, Zoom, for example, Zoom is saying that you've got to upgrade to the latest version every single time. Like you can't sit on an old version to access it, and it's almost like a lot of things like that are taking place right now.
Right.
Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting,
Yeah, because it seems to be coming all at once. Whereas before we had sort of a snippet, it might happen. Now it feels like it is actually happening.
Exactly. And I mean, we knew that October was going to be busy. We knew that.
Yeah, but not on the 3rd. The 2nd and the 3rd it started. I thought they'd give us a few days in.
No, I said, if you go back to my energy update, I said from the get-go, from the 1st of October, we're going to get bombarded. And we have.
Yeah.
Sorry for calling that in for you all. I apologize. I just wanted to tell you what they were telling me. Anyway, let's talk about people, because people are fascinating. I love people. And I've shared this a couple of times and I'm going to share it again. In Spirit Land, I am, psychiatrist, psychologist, that kind of thing. Like I'm really into human behavior, which is why I do the job that I do now. Like it all makes sense, doesn't it? It all makes total sense to us. So for me at the moment, I'm like a kid in a sweet shop because I'm watching all of these behaviours around the world taking place. I'm watching people's inner child kick up because they're not getting attention. I'm watching people have hissy fits because they daren't recognize that it's their shadow. It's easier to blame somebody else. Like literally right now, I'm watching it all. But the
blame is definitely there at the minute. I've noticed that myself. Yeah.
Oh, it's your fault because you didn't do that, and it's like, excuse me, do you mind? We know when we blame, when we project, it's our own stuff. It's not anything ever to do with the person, ever. And people, like what I'm noticing at the moment the most is how delusional people are. They think that they've got it and they really don't have it, and all of us have stuff to work on. Absolutely every single one of us. All of us need to befriend our ego. All of us need to recognize our shadow has to be a part of us. We can't have it like there. Yeah. We need to love it. We need to nurture it. We need to figure out what our inner child needs and feed it.
Yeah.
I can't say it enough. People are literally so disconnected between their soul and their human that they are behaving like a bunch of crazies, for want of better words.
Yeah, it's like somebody let the crazies out.
Absolutely, Maxine, you're bang on. And actually, just whilst I remember, I am doing a self-love club hangs on the 2nd of November.
Is that Inner Child?
Love your younger self. Yes. Inner Child one. So I was supposed to do this in July, but unfortunately I got taken down by the old Rona. And I don't know why I have to put on an Aussie accent whenever I call it the Rona. Like I do, I'm just like, the Rona, mate. I miss my Aussies. I love you all. I miss you all. I want to be back with you. Get me there. Anyway, like I was saying, in July, I was supposed to do this seminar. I got taken down with the Rhone. So I'm doing it in November. I honestly believe that my guides were going to let me put it off till next year, but no, we're going in. They told me that they wanted me to do it in November. So if you are somebody that really needs to get in touch with your inner child, if you need to recognize the part that they play in your existence, please come along to that session. We will be doing some healing on it. I will be bringing everything up into your consciousness. You'll probably not like me very much, but eventually you will do. And it will be a huge experience for all of us.
It's my favorite one. It's the one I'm so looking forward to, because obviously I've done meditations with you on inner child, and the things that come up and you go, God, I would never, ever have thought that was my fault. I would never have put that with that. Oh, honestly, and I've got a whole book on it because I just wrote so much on the inner child one. I think that was the one that pulled me completely out. Because I was sort of half and half, wasn't I? I kept flipping back. The inner child was the one that just yanked me right out there, and I've sailed since.
Which is exactly what it needs to do, because our inner child is really holding us back unless we can get a grip on how that works with us and how actually we need them to be friends. The image that I'm getting at the moment is those dolls, the Russian dolls.
Oh yeah.
That's what I've got in my head at the moment. So the little one inside of you is your inner child, and then you've got this layer of what people see, and then you've got a layer of your ego, and then a layer of your hurt and your pain and all of that kind of stuff, and it's just that's what we need to strip back. It's like taking back the layers and just embodying and allowing every single layer to be loved, because that's the whole point of this journey. But
if you don't strip them down, you're going to stay at one level and forget all about the other little ones. You've got to go right back.
Yeah, we're going to inner child.
Yeah. God, please come to that. Honestly, it's
UK time. So
that is amazing.
But I thought it was important to just mention.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the angle that I wanted to talk about people today, and that is the first angle. Anyway, is very much about looking at who we are surrounding ourselves with at the moment. So there is a lot of people out there that are doing really amazing work, whether it be in the truther community, whether it be in, consciousness, or whether it be in whatever, there's a lot of good people out there. However, there are also a lot of people out there that are leading people down the wrong path. Now, I am not the kind of person that is going to sit on my YouTube channel and slate this person, slate that person, because I don't have anybody to slate. For me personally, I look at somebody, I feel into their vibration, and off the back of that, it's either pure or it's not. Now, I've got a lot of very well-known spiritual people around the world who actually send me things to listen to and to watch to get my take on it, because I actually pride myself in this. Don't get me wrong, there's always people that slip through the net, and I'm sure some of you watching now can think of a couple of examples. However, it's something that very quickly I'm on, if that makes sense. So, Maxine, we were speaking offline beforehand, and we were talking very much about discernment, weren't we? We were talking about, actually, you brought it up at the start of the call, and I said, oh my gosh, yes, this is something I'd like to talk about today. So we were completely in a line intuitively. Now, obviously, we don't need to name names, but from your experience, are your tastes in people evolving at the moment? So people that perhaps you've listened to for the last 18 months, all of a sudden now, are you kind of like stepping away from them, or how does that work with you?
So, yeah, I started stepping away at the beginning of this year from certain people who I found interesting. I wouldn't say I believed everything they said, but I thought I liked the sound of their voice, or something obviously resonated with me. And then I started to see I didn't actually like them.
Right.
So they could be telling me the complete honest truth. They could know exactly what they're doing, but I didn't like them. Now, if I don't like something or someone, I'm not going to continue to listen to them at that time.
No.
Could be my ego, could be the bloody mood I'm in, could be hormones. Highly unlikely. I've worked with you for 4 years, so I can't blame any of those. But you know how sometimes you could listen to somebody and then another time it's not that day. Yeah. So I did sort of stop watching a couple, but the last month, people who I actually used to find really interesting, I like what they were saying, their intel was pretty good, just seem to have switched into this doom and gloom. And I don't want to listen to those. I mean, yes, there's going to be doom and gloom in everything they're telling us because they're talking about things they've found out from so-called sources. But it just seems like the last month, every video they've done has been dark and quite frightening. And I don't want to live in that world. I know where I'm going, and it's much brighter and nicer than this. I know we've got a bit of a
shit show,
tricky, yeah. You know, but hey, I can switch all the bloody lights off. Do you know what I mean? But I don't want somebody else to be telling me that I've got doom and gloom to come, because I've worked hard. You know, 10 years ago, I would have believed every word they said. I probably watched every video going, oh, well, we're doomed. And then I would have gone and told everyone because I was in Mrs. Gossip mode.
Yeah, of course.
But I've worked so hard to get out of that. And when they're talking, I didn't feel truth. I've learned to sort of separate slightly.
And that is exactly where I am really pleased that you've just got us to, because it doesn't matter who you are. Some of you watching this might think that I'm an absolute crazy. Some of you watching this, and you just watch because you just want to see what the crazy's going to say next. Some of you watching this will be like, I trust Lucy with my life. Neither of you are right or wrong. Yeah. It's about where you are on your path. Like, I know certain people will never resonate with me, and same the other way around, because we're just completely at different vibrations. We're on completely different paths. And I want to honor the people that are out there beating the drum, waking people up. I was one of those people a year or so ago because I had to be, because the people that were supposed to be doing it weren't doing it. So I was one of those people. However, it was not resonant to my soul. I was doing a job that I had to do for a short period of time. And like, you know, Maxine, I will call a spade, as you know. If something needs to be spoken about, I will speak about it. I have absolutely no qualms in doing that, again, which is quite triggering for people. But the reason I wanted to touch on this today, and I actually did an Instagram live on it this morning, we must start recognizing what feels right to us and listening. We don't, Maxine and I, just because we're friends, we do not need to like the same people. It just doesn't work like that. You know,
God, we'd have a boring relationship, wouldn't we? If that was, if it's like that.
But also, how would the world spin, if it's cool, obviously, if we all like the same people and we didn't like the same people? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. We're all at different paths, places in our journey. We're all going to take different paths. We've all got different roles. And this is why when people are mimicking other people and copying what they're saying and stuff at the moment, I'm like, just be yourself, be authentic, because right now we need every single individual soul. You know, we can't be having
and
these
sometimes, you know, when you see somebody, like you're saying, mimicking, there was quite a lot of that at the beginning. That's filtered out quite a bit, but there are still people who, when I've watched them, I know they're holding back. I can see by the way they're positioned, the words they're using. And I just think, when they come off camera, do they then talk totally different? Yeah. Because they don't feel authentic like they used to do. It's like somebody said, right, this is your script. Say it in your voice, but don't deviate from it. Yeah. And that seems to be what I'm seeing in the last month, apart from a few that I still listen to occasionally. I don't go looking for them. If it appears on my phone, I'll watch it. But they're just not genuine when they speak anymore. So they're the ones I just don't bother with now.
Yeah. Well, what's very interesting is, as I'm sure you can imagine, Maxine, I get sent hundreds, if not thousands of videos and clips and pictures and whatever every day. Literally, I get so many. And a lot of the time I literally open the message and I get a sense immediately whether I should watch it or not. And more often than not, I don't watch it because I'm choosing where I'm putting my energy right now. Because personally, for me, and I think, you know, long story short of what we're trying to get at here is you've got to pick your timeline. You've got to make your decision. You've got to decide what feels right and wrong. I get a lot of people messaging me saying, what would you do about this? And it's about their child. And I'm like, well, I don't have a child. I can't resonate with that. Like, I'm a mother to many, you know, and I've got my own opinions, but I can't resonate to somebody who's talking to me about their 7-year-old child. I can't do that because I don't have that. My little sisters are 9. So yes, perhaps there's an element there, but the fundamental truth of the matter is I can't give you my opinion because my opinion is my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, you need to be using your discernment right now. If it feels right, do it. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. It doesn't matter if it makes logical sense why it doesn't feel right. If you're watching a video and you think, now this person's talking utter nonsense, turn it off. You don't have to listen to it just because everybody else loves X, Y, or Z.
Yeah, don't wait for the good bit. Because that's another thing. I'm glad you said that, because when I first started watching someone, I don't watch her now, but I thought, well, this isn't really great, but they said she was good, so I'll wait for the good bit.
Yeah.
And there was no good bit for me. My friend, on the other hand, said, oh, she was amazing, wasn't she? And I went, I'm glad you enjoyed it. She wasn't amazing for me.
Yeah.
It didn't resonate with me. So, but thanks for, you know, introducing me.
Yeah.
And then another video came out. Now that one, there was within the first couple of minutes, what she said, I thought, oh God, yeah, this makes sense.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched any since. But we totally disagreed on it. We're still friends.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to wait for the good bit because she said I need to watch it.
No.
Because we've got different views.
Yeah, and also we want to receive our messages in different ways. Like I do not want the fear messages anymore. I know what's coming. I know what's going to happen, you know, and I just don't need it constantly, because to me, when you're constantly in that space, you're manifesting it, you're creating the reality. So
especially when you get 3 or 4 in like an hour.
Yeah, that 3 or 4 would be nice, you know?
Yeah, well, I don't get as many as you.
Literally constant. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is such a, you know, this is such an overload. And on Sunday service, actually, I actually was like, guys, please don't expect me to respond to you, because I get so many, like, literally people hound me constantly. And I don't mean that in a negative way, because it's really beautiful that they're like, oh, Lucy would like to know about this. Or,
yeah, it's nice that they think of you first. Yeah.
But there's only one of me. And many other people. So, you know, I do just like to put that in. So first, I guess the first message, what we're saying here is, just because you've watched someone for a very long time doesn't mean you need to continue to watch them. If something feels off, listen to it. Listen to your soul and go along with that, okay?
And also don't rely on that person. If you're watching somebody's video.
Discernment.
Yeah, don't keep going, oh great, she's on again or he's on again, I've got to watch him, because then you become very stagnant.
It's an addiction.
And it is.
You know, so use your discernment, get clarity. If something doesn't feel right, switch it off. Remember, I've actually had a couple of ladies commenting on my Instagram video that I did this morning, and they were like, do you know what, Lucy, I really thought it was my job to wake people up, but it made me feel awful, it made me feel sick, it made me feel, and I'm like, so you're completely going against your soul path, you know, because you think you've got to do this job. And in fact, no, you don't have to do this job. Let the other people do it. You figure out your job, because we've all got different roles. There is a need for people to be out banging the drum, creating the revolution, as we call it. Okay, there is a role for people to do that. But is that your role? Only you know that. Only you know how that sits with you and how it feels with you. Yeah. You've got to
but then also you have to think as well, there are people trying to wake people up because they're not comfortable. They're doing it in a way that's making the situation worse for them.
Exactly.
Because when I first started doing it, it triggered me terribly. And I had to take a step back and think, right, hang on a minute, I'm doing this totally wrong. I'm going out there and actually projecting on them, not waking them up.
Yeah.
And now, obviously, I get a lot of people I talk to about it, but I don't project on them.
Yeah, but back then, everyone was verbal diarrheaing over everyone.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, we were literally shouting it.
Looking back, it was a little bit embarrassing. So the next area that we wanted to talk about people today was around relationships. So we were both speaking offline beforehand, and we're noticing a lot of relationships breaking down at the moment.
Yeah. quite a few. Certainly people I know quite close to me, people seem to be, they haven't got the right words to do it, because obviously I haven't introduced them all to you, so you can tell them how to do it. I do send them the 6 months though, give it 6 months before you chuck it, that one. It's not worded that way, but that's how I remember it in my head. So like a close friend of mine, they've been together a while, but they were plodding, and one of them just suddenly said, I'm not sure whether I'm happy with what we've got. And so they've split. Whether it's a long-term thing, I don't know, but that was the first one. And it came from a party I wasn't expecting to. I thought it would come from her. It came from him. He was absolutely devastated by doing it. And it's going to take a while for them to get over it. But they actually seem quite, I don't know, after they'd had the cry, they seem to accept it. Whereas I think before, if they'd have done it, they would have just got back together within 20 minutes because they couldn't bear crying.
Of course. And
then I've got another one who they were never meant to be together in the first place, my personal opinion. She's very do it now, and he's saying I need some space, so they've gone their separate ways, although I think she'll be stalking, sitting in his tree outside his house for many moons to come. And then another couple that have been together for years and years, who I only know from the shop, they decided they want some time apart.
Wow.
They haven't split, but she's gone to stay. They've got a cottage in Norfolk. She's gone to stay there, and he's staying at the house. And that was him as well. Him saying, we need a bit of space. We seem to be on top of each other.
Yeah, I'm actually noticing the men are finding their voices a lot more at the moment.
Yeah.
They're articulating that they're not perhaps as happy as they were pretending that they were.
Yeah. I think what I'm getting is they don't feel put upon, but they feel like they've kept the peace for so long and they need to now come out.
Yeah. Well,
and two of them were quite gentle. One of them was quite, God, I'm off. Do you know what I mean?
Remember, this is an evolution, right? If you think about the evolution of a plant, if you plant a bulb and it starts to come up through the soil, doesn't it? And then it turns into this beautiful plant. Now, that's what we're all doing right now. We're all going, we're trying to figure our way through the soil, which is the path that we want to take. And then when we get that little bit of light, it's like, oh my gosh. And this is what's happening with people right now. People that are stuck in their ways. You know, there are people that are stuck in their ways and it's repelling their partners.
Yeah.
You know,
but before it was sort of friendships where, you know, people sort of stopped following each other on Facebook or they stopped spending time with each other. Now it's actual relationships.
Yeah, I agree. And it's because the flow is not there anymore.
Yeah.
You know, the flow just isn't there anymore. So people are stepping away from each other. And, you know, like everybody just needs to send love to these people right now.
Yeah.
Like literally what I'm noticing, obviously because I'm single, I'm noticing that there are a lot, and I mean a lot of men that are just reaching out to me on social media. And I'm not telling a lie here. I get probably a hello, a hi Lucy. Like I probably get about maybe 50 a day from men.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I was going to say I got 2 yesterday. I felt quite privileged.
Well, that's good, right? That's really beautiful. But I get hi Lucy, or hi, or hey, or like there's no context or no message.
No.
In fact, I did get one today, and he said, hi Lucy, I think you're beautiful. Let me know if you'd like me to send you some pictures. So as to whether we're going to speak, because his picture is just a picture, I guess, and not of him. I find this a bit weird. I'm going to be honest. Now, you know, I was off Facebook for 7-8 months, right? Because I got banned. Not that I'm bitter about it. It actually did me a huge favour. I didn't have to deal with this shit, I'll be honest.
Changed the whole dynamics, didn't it? You coming off.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Gosh, it changed everything. And I don't ever remember it being this bad. I remember every now and again I'd get a dick pic back in the day and things like that, and a little bit of noise. But I don't remember. Yeah. I really don't remember ever having like this amount of people messaging me, literally hi or whatever's going on.
Sorry, my phone keeps ringing. Sorry. I'm back now. My
Don't
son's
they know
working
they're not
away,
allowed
see,
to call at this time on a Monday?
I say never ring between 3 and 4.
So anyway, like I was saying, you know, I just have never known the numbers like it. And it's not like, hi, Lucy, you know, I've been watching you a while, I'd love to speak to you, or hey, Lucy, are you single, or anything like that. It's literally just a hi. And I guess I want to talk about this a little bit, because if you want to speak to me, speak to me. I am too busy to be able to, I can't be that person that's just going to message you, hi. Like, you know, I can't be that person. Once upon a time I could have been, but I wouldn't have been that person.
No, you'd never. It's just,
I'm never going to.
No way.
If you want to talk to me, and I will either respond or I won't respond, depending on where I'm at, how many messages I've got. Do you get what I mean? And I don't mean to be mean by saying that. I don't have the time to spend nurturing a conversation of hi.
Yeah. Well, you see, I used to get them. I used to get them quite a lot, but I'm never on Facebook now. I don't post anything on there. I occasionally put things on my stories. Yeah. But in Telegram, I get an actual message. Hi, Maxine. Just read what you just put, you know, be great to talk to you. And I have conversations then. Yeah. There's no hi, hello, but nice picture, which is what we used to get.
When did Facebook turn into a prowling ground?
Yeah.
Like, I just don't get it. I have people messaging me hot. And I'm like,
yeah.
At what point do you think that this is normal to just message somebody hot?
Yeah.
Like, I don't take being called hot as a compliment. I don't. If somebody wants to call me beautiful, like, that's a totally different thing, you know. But to me, hot and that it's not resonant with where I am, and I don't. You know, oh God, I've had some horrific ones. I'll be honest. I don't think I'm using language on here now, but like, I just block these people. Like, I don't think. Imagine if a man walked up to you in the street and said, "All right, darling, thanks for coming home to ride this tonight." What would you do? You'd either tell him to.
Oh, I get that in my shop daily.
Yeah, but could you imagine you tell him to get lost? Like what you. So why do people think it's okay on social media? Just because they're behind a computer screen? Why?
I mean, I think if somebody did that to me, I would say, come back when you find the other half and casually walk on.
I just, like, if you want to talk to somebody from a get to know them perspective, because you might want to take them out on a date, first and foremost, this is for you boys and for you girls. Have a recent picture of yourself as your profile picture. Recent. I'm not talking like 20 years ago when you were hot and you were slim and you were all the rest of it. I mean, a recent picture. Let's not be doing this to each other. Like, we are living in.
And also, please don't just put hi.
We're living in times of narcissism, right?
Yeah.
We are. So don't add to it. There is enough crazy behavior going on. We don't need each other to be adding to it. I have never once in my life messaged somebody hi. Never, ever.
I can't stop laughing because it's just so funny, because I've seen it myself. But for you, I can actually see your reaction when you're going through hi, hello.
I mean, seriously, do people think I have nothing to do with my time? Like, I'm busy. My diary.
Oh, God. For anybody who's seen Lucy on her phone when she looks at it in the morning, this is my image I've got at the minute.
I'm going to get a camera set up to film me one day. But I'd also like to touch on this really quickly. I'd really like to touch on this before we go on to the last little bit that I'd like to talk around today. I was in a group, or I'm in a group, more to the point, on Facebook, and it's called something along the lines of like awakened people and dating and whatever. So basically, it doesn't matter if you're in a relationship or not. You can go in there and meet friends or potential dating partners or whatever. It's basically just a get to know each other kind of group. And I'm in there, and I wonder if this is where people find me, because they think, oh yeah, she's up for it. We'll just send
loose.
Again. Put some context to your message and you might get a response. You know, it's one of those ones. But I saw a guy in there the other day and it really made me laugh. And I actually feel like I want to go in there and do a live on this, because I think they'll get it better if I do a live. And the guy was like, does anyone send out friend requests and them actually get accepted? Or does anybody send somebody a message and they actually get accepted? And I'm there thinking, oh, Dave, Dave, are you messaging saying hello and not, hi, I've seen you in the Awakened group on Facebook and I'd really like to get to know you. Let me know if you're single and you're up for chatting. Like, because that's called context. But I guarantee, and I'm using a mythical name here, calling him Dave just because it's funny, but Dave, how are you communicating with people? Are you just sending them a cold friend request, or have you chatted with them in this group and then built a relationship for them to accept you as a friend and then have a conversation? I don't know where people get off. You wouldn't just go and knock on a stranger's door, would you, and say, hey, come out to play today?
Yeah, I know.
What happened to the human race and their common sense? I mean,
but we had bouts of this a few years ago, and especially when you're in network marketing, I got loads. And Mama T, Tracy, used to get all the dick pics, didn't she? All the time, every other day she got one. And I actually said, there's something going on here. There's some, I don't get any. And then I got one. But I used to get... Yeah, when I got it on, when I started on it, I used to get guys just putting hi. No full stop, no nothing. And I thought, and I remember talking to Donna about it, saying, Donna, do you do this? She went, oh God, yeah, just swipe left, get lost. We don't want them. So this guy sent me a message once saying, hello, with a sunshine. And I thought, well, at least he's added something to it. So I thought, right, I'm going to see where this goes. So I put hello with a smiley face. And I didn't hear anything. Following day, he came back. My name's Drew. So I thought, right, I'll check you out. No picture. That was it. It was a picture of him in a doctor's uniform. Right. Now, I wasn't warned of this. I wasn't warned that most people will put a picture of a doctor in a uniform and it's not them. No, little Miss Naive here. My name is Drew. I live in California. Would really like to get to know you. So I put, I live too far away. Goodbye. And that was the end of that. A couple of days later, I get another one. It doesn't, weakest link. It doesn't matter how far away you are. I can pay for your travel over here. So, of course, I phoned on. I said, right, got a doctor, California. I'm off to the Sunshine State. And she went, Maxine, no, just no. Let me explain to you how Facebook works. Because I was so new to Facebook. And she was absolutely wetting herself. I sent a picture of him. And she went, oh, another doctor. And I went, oh, have you got one as well? Where have I been? I must have locked myself in a cupboard.
The military do it.
Military,
well. The US military.
But they want to talk. When you get to know the military, they want to talk on another network.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but say jump on this network. No, thank you. Yeah. They're usually in full uniform.
So this is what's so funny right now, yeah? Like, this is happening on day-to-day life in social media land, right? It's just constantly happening. And honestly, maybe we should, or maybe I should, or maybe we should do a video on relationship advice, which sounds weird coming from Little Miss Single over here, but I actually, because I'm in that process at the moment, like, I could actually give tips to people as to how to communicate and what to say and what to do, and not like the ins and outs of it, but I could share what to do and what not to do.
Yeah. Maybe and where they're going wrong.
Maybe we should do a video on that.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good one. Where are they going wrong?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because let me explain to you what happened. So I'm on a couple of dating sites, as you know, Maxine, but I don't think I've shared it with my followers. And one of them, I just don't put anything on there. I'm literally just don't take the kind of behaviour, you get what I mean? So everyone's probably like, she's a crazy one, but hey, it's still getting my profile out there. And then I am on another one. And on this other one, I've met some guys that are really nice. But I've also met a lot that go, hey, lovely to meet you. And I'm like, hey, really nice to meet you too. How are you? And I'm like, I can't. I just can't do this. Like, I can't do this. I'm not expecting you to know who I am, but please let's have a conversation. If you don't get on, that's fine. Like, nothing's lost. And also, don't say you're going to do something if you're not going to do it. Like, that's another thing for me. I'm just like, don't say to somebody, I'm going to call you tomorrow, if you've got no intention. Like, I would never call someone in the first few times of speaking.
No.
Somebody
No.
says to me, I'm going to call you, and I'm like, you're good.
No.
Like, you're a bit forward for me. Like, I am so out of it where dating is concerned. Actually, that's not true. That's not true. But you know what I mean? So I like to be nurtured a little bit first, because I'm a girl.
Yeah.
You know, we like a little bit of getting to know each other, sussing each other out. And, you know, I've been chatting to a guy, I don't know, maybe for a week or so now, I'm not sure. And he's incredible. He's incredible. He's so in alignment with me. And whether something happens from a physical perspective or an intimacy perspective, it's irrelevant. I know I've got a friend. And that's for me what is so important right now. And just because we thought each other was attractive from our pictures, now we've gone to a whole new deeper level. And I'm going to be honest with you, that's one out of very, 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 very many that I've had conversations with. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some lovely guys out there. There really are lovely guys out there. But when you meet somebody that is kind of on a similar path to you and on a similar kind of level to you, it totally blows it out of the water.
Yeah.
Totally. And this is the point, right? If I met a guy a week ago or so, and he was like, oh, Lucy, you're absolutely gorgeous, blah, blah, blah. What is it that you're looking for? Now, a lot of women would be sat there going, oh my God, what's the right thing to say here? I'm like, I'm looking forward to meeting my person. Like, I want to meet my person. So if you're going to waste my time, tell me now, because I'd rather not. And he was like, well, I'm not really sure what I'm looking for. You know, maybe we'll go on a few dates and see what happens. And in my mind, I'm like, I'm not going to be having sex with you.
No.
And that's probably what you want. So why waste each other's time?
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm all good with people not knowing what they want, but I do know what I want. And this is where our standards need to come into it. And particularly, you know, women tend to go, oh yeah, but he's good looking.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
We do. We're soft. We're like, oh,
yeah,
we have a bad boy, you know. Like, I had a guy.
You see, I've had to get rid of bad boys.
Yeah,
they've gone now.
They don't really resonate with me anymore either.
That's totally my past. But every single one, I always went for the bad boy.
Yeah, yeah.
But I'm now voices. It's a man's voice that does it for me at the moment, because I can tell whether it's, because obviously they're not going to come across as genuine if they're shy.
Yeah.
But he's got to have a bit of confidence in his voice. I can't have wimps anymore.
Confidence is so sexy.
Isn't it?
Oh.
That's an orgasm standing right in my shop. Do you know what I mean? I can't serve you at the moment. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm just a little bit busy right now.
Bear with me. Just bear with me. But yeah, it's the voices.
It's too soon for that. It's too soon for that.
Step back. But it's the voice that starts it off for me.
Yeah.
And then I can look at someone and what they actually look like changes for me.
Yeah.
So if I go for somebody's looks and they start talking like David Beckham when he was 12, he's out. He could be the best looking guy ever. It's not going to happen. I'm not going to find you physically attractive.
What's interesting with you making that statement is that's a vibrational thing. It just doesn't work in line with your vibration, and that's what you're doing there without knowing. That's what you're doing there, and this is what we've got to start trusting. Like, you know, I'm a sucker. Like, I know what I like, and I know, like, and I really, like, I know exactly what I like, but I'm open right now, and I'm literally saying to my guides every day, bring me experience, like, show me where I need to be opening my eyes, my ears, my heart, my soul to opportunities. And every single person that crosses your path, you must treat as an opportunity.
Yeah.
You must do. Like, you must do. It doesn't matter if they're good looking or ugly or fat or skinny. It doesn't matter. It's about the message that they are going to deliver to you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I'm just loving it. I'm loving the people perspective at the moment. It's just constant. It's constant in my vision, in my feelings, you know, and the biggest message that I would like to say today is, I love it when we talk about dating, Max. I think we should one. It's fucking hilarious. I love it. Honestly, I'm like, yay. I think it's such a beautiful experience for people to go through, you know.
Well, it is, because if you think, you know, my idea of dating was 4 pints down the pub and whoever was available at 11 o'clock. Yeah.
I won't tell you.
And I'm not ashamed of that. I mean, nowhere ashamed of that, because that got me to where I am now. Yeah. But I've got myself in some bloody scrapes. But I mean, some serious ones. But obviously, I was being saved at the time by powers that be to get to this point. And I don't want to miss anything now. I don't want to waste that. Oh, great. Yeah, I'll have a gin and orange and we're off. I want to savor every moment of it, every feeling that I have. Yeah. I mean, there are some that you get and you go, oh, no chance in hell of that's just not happening. But even that, it makes me laugh.
Yeah. Well, it's an experience.
So, yeah. So it's still an experience.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Sure. But dating is hilarious.
Yeah. So I think what we should do is we should do a check-in on dating in relationships every now and then. So I do think it's quite fun. The way that I'd like to leave today's call, though, is the message: just surrender to your soul. That's the real overhaul of this message today, is surrender to your soul. Your soul knows exactly what it is doing. If something doesn't feel right, don't listen. If somebody doesn't feel right, make sure you step away from it. Like, it's down to you right now, in this time, in this now moment, to surrender to your soul, whatever that looks like.
Because we're not taking everyone with us.
No.
And you need to make sure that what you're taking is you, and not cast-offs of what you feel you owe to them to stay friends with them, because you owe nobody anything for that.
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's a beautiful way to finish, Maxine, today.
Oh.
I've really enjoyed today. I really have. I would like to do more on maybe we should do one on sex one week.
Oh God, yeah.
I'll
do one on orgasms in the post office, we'll call it.
You know how I am. Like, I just love it. I love it. And a lot of people were speaking about my sex video on the video that I did, Let's Talk About Sex Baby, a while ago, recently, because like it was such a powerful session. And I just, I think there's so much fun to be had, and we are looking to establish that connection, like that reality back with sex and love, rather than.
But it's been hidden for so long, hasn't it?
Yeah,
it's been hidden, it's been taboo.
Yeah.
So when somebody comes on like you and talks about it so openly, yes, some people have been shocked and they may have to watch it 2 or 3 times. We're with you, sisters, don't worry about that. But yeah, somebody that can actually talk about it like that. There aren't many people who can talk about it in that way.
No.
Without getting embarrassed themselves. You just giggle. And then I start giggling.
I know.
But I've watched it several times, so I'm okay.
And what's so funny is, very recently, some of you guys would have noticed, and make sure you hit the like button and comment if you've noticed this. I've got a lot of men out there at the moment going, Lucy, I just watch your videos because I think you're cute. Or, Lucy, I just have to tap. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like, thank God I don't blush. Thank God I don't get embarrassed easily, because it's a huge...
We can't see it.
It's a huge compliment, but I don't know what any of these men look like. All of them know who I am.
We'll have to interview some of them.
I know. Yes. Oh, Maxine, that would be hilarious.
Got to do it. We could be like the 2 Ronnies interviewing them, couldn't we? The nice one and me.
Oh, I love it.
I think you're right about this YouTube. We're going to have to set up a comedy channel, aren't we?
I love it. Oh my God, Maxine, it is so good to speak to you as always, my friend.
Yes.
Ladies and gents, thank you so much for listening in. We will be back next week at exactly the same time. Let us know if there's anything you'd like us to speak about. We're not doing doom and gloom here. Us girls are going to be talking about a little positive from here on in. So
yes, we do request. So pop one in there if they want to talk about anything specific.
Absolutely, absolutely. Maxine, once again, thank you so much, babe. And to everybody, please do remember, hit the thumbs up button. Pop us a comment if you'd like to hear from either of us, and share this with anybody that you feel may like it. We will see you in the next video, guys. Lots of love. Have a good week.